Yo guys, welcome to Crypto MC Monday Trading for a Living podcast. So we're going to be looking at our preferred trading direction for this week. So last week Friday on the main stream, we were looking at Bitcoin, and I explained to everybody that, you know, when we look at the supply and demand raise, the big question was, is the market now going to start pushing through? And if so, are we going to adhere to a bearish version of the supply demand race? So I want to be looking at that later on today with everybody in light of the Dixie, the pivot, and everything that goes with that. Now, if those are things that are maybe foreign or some uncertainties for you, let's just quickly have a look at that. So from a news point of view, we've got a couple of major news events going to be happening this week. One of them being the consumer confidence, going to sit well. It's going to bring some volatility in relation to the preliminary GDP numbers. We want to see, we want to look at the economy and see whether the consumer is actually spending the money, and that all is going to impact on the way that the Fed pivot is going to be executed. Now, what is the Fed pivot? If you don't know, well, typically the interest rates go up until the Fed decides to reduce them again. So then there's a Fed pivot. So at this stage, this is really big because the dollar is our global trading currency. If the dollar has high interest to it, it does impact all the countries. So it's a big thing. Now, what I want to point out, and I've marked this and I've shared this with you guys many times, and let's take away the background music, is that once you see the Fed pivot, typically, statistically, the market, the stock markets, everything keeps on rallying, and only afterwards the knock-on effect of that reduction in interest rate hits the economy in forms of a recession. So recession are these gray bars on the screen, and you can see each time the Fed pivots, the stock markets tend to rally a little bit more, and then only the correction and the recession happens. The Fed decides to pivot, the stock market rallies more, and then. So what will be the excuse this time around? COVID crisis, credit crisis, dot-com crisis, whatever the news event of the crisis, I don't know. This chart will then be updated. But we're moving into a scenario where the Fed pivots, which means that this puts me in a predominantly bullish light still, because if this is the case, large operators are going to use this information to what? To manipulate price in a bullish fashion, to get the demand they need to short. Because remember, they need a lot of the public participation in order for them to offload their enormous balance sheets, in order to capitalize on the fact that there might be a pending recession coming. Now, the US elections also a crazy thing, and we'll try and, like I said, I'll try and unpack that in this afternoon stream. Let's now just quickly have a look at the Dixie. And the rule, as I always say, guys, is be bullish at the bottom, be bearish at the top of a lateral range. And the Dixie is in a lateral range. Now, if you look at Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, we've got now 4 weeks. We had a little bit of sell-off. We went to 48,000. 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of Bitcoin climbing back, trying to reclaim certain support levels. And this is supported by the fact that the Dixie's got 1, 2, 3, 4 bearish weeks now where it's been selling off. So it is correlated. So if we have a bounce on the Dixie within this or at this 100 level, it means that typically your Bitcoin is going to go and at least at minimum retest some of these supports. So from a weekly point of view, even if I'm bullish, I'm still expecting a short-term reversal. So let's dive this into a smaller time frame, a more tradable time frame, because the weekly is just a sentiment indicator as such. And if we look at this from a 4-hour perspective point of view, you can clearly see that the RSI is resetting nicely. It is retracing at an alarming speed, and price is still holding its level. So we could potentially, from a 4-hour point of view, still see more highs, Bitcoin chopping up into the 60s before this wave then gets exhausted and come back down. Now, one thing I want to point out to you guys is gaps like these, they tend to get price action filled. So when you have something like this, the market will go and revisit that. Sometimes it re-engulfs it. Sometimes it just visits it, like something like this. Oh, now my screen is jumping again. So you have to expand or expect that the market at some stage will be turning, but there's nothing bearish about this 4 hour just yet. So expect to push a little bit higher. Now there's a significant level that I want to just point out to you guys, and it's this one here, and it correlates with the pivot that's in the market, and it's a very small one. So I'm not going to be too crazy. I'm not going to. I don't want to sit around and try and short that too aggressively, let's for lack of a better word. But typically what you would want to see is that the market now goes and makes a higher high in relation to that. So that 4 hour needs to remain bullish. That hidden bullish divergence that I'm showing you there needs to kind of try and fight the price in so that we can just sweep that supply. So that when we go down, it's more of a, we flushed out the shorts, and now we can look to see if there will be confirmation of a test of support within BTC for continuation. So that's the hope for me on the 4 hour time frame. Now, 4 hour time frame is a really good swing trading time frame. If we want to look at the more day trading for a living aggressive time, we need to now take this information and relay this to the 15-minute. Before we do that, though, guys, just a real quick thank you to today's channel sponsor, PrimeXBT. Make sure to open your own trading account using the link in the video description, and take advantage of the 20% deposit bonus, which is still available for, I think I've got like 3 or 4 seats available. So the next few guys it's going to be opening is going to be gobbling up, and then that's going to disappear. So make use of that. And then in addition to this, the indicator that I'm going to show you guys now is the Crypto EMC Buddy indicator that I'm developing. And all you need to do if you want to be part of the guys that are in the beta group, that's basically just playing with the thing as I'm developing it. I'm trying to get it done within the next week. There's about 78 followers in there. So all you need to do is just go follow the Crypto EMC Facebook page. I'm not trying to throw too many links or posts your way. Go follow that and then reply to the comment. And just give me your TradingView username like these guys did. If you give me a TradingView username, what I will do is I will give you access to the indicator, and it will be under your indicator menu in TradingView, under invite-only scripts, and it will be called Crypto EMC Trading Buddy. Do you have it? Okay. Now, let's quickly have a look at this time frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to the 15-minute. And while we're on the screen, let's see what the indicator has been doing for you guys as of the recent update. Now, I do daily or close to daily updates on it. So when you have the indicator and you see that little orange, purple update button, make sure to update it, because I do revise the code and the way that things work as I'm developing and playing with the thing. Okay. So as we look at this now, the last setup, it gave an S2 strategy. So what I've done in the most recent updates is I basically created it so that it almost functions as a signal service as well. So you buy between the range TP1, TP2, TP3. So as price is moving on, TP1, 2, and 3, you would have been hit. You would have had a nice trade there. Then in addition, it also alerted you of the S1, which is a strong bullish divergence. So if you want to look for strong bullish divergence, it tells you there's strong bullish divergence with these lows. Look for it. So then you open your RSI. You can have a look at your RSI. You can clearly see, and you can do this. As the market is making lower lows, the RSI is making higher lows. So you can argue that between that and where we are is going to be our strong bullish divergence. And you would want to switch to your candles and then apply the strong bullish divergence Fibonacci levels. Okay, the S1 strategy. Now, if you want to know how these things are set up, all you need to do is head over to the Discord, and everything is shared there, all the strategies in educational videos. So there you would have had your entry on that divergence. Okay, and going forward, you would have been able to ride this thing bullish to the upside. Then it gave you hidden bullish divergence. So you would have considered this pivot and that low there, and you would have used your Crypto EMC, that's the same fib, but now it's the Strat 04. It's telling you Strat 04. And from that point onwards, you would have traded the hidden bullish divergence. So you would have been entering within those levels. Why is there no additional add there? What is wrong with this indicator? This think there it's popping up now. So it would have given you your add to your long setups. You could have added there, and then you could have traded, and then it gave you a strong bearish divergence, which I'm not going to draw out. Basically, it got invalidated and went and made a higher high. And then over the run of Sunday, it gave you an S3, basically telling you that the market's turning around. So the argument is at the end of the candle close, at that moment there, it populated these lines and said, short the market there, stop above that red line, and you would have been in for TP1, 2, and 3. And it did it again with this candle as well. So it basically said short between this blue line there and that orange line there. And you would have been in TP1, 2, and 3. So it is performing nicely. So if you look at the S2 setup as well, so it would have told you to enter around this area here. And this one you would have probably not made a lot of money on because it missed the TP. So that would have been your buy zone, with the argument is you're trying to get in on that long. And subsequently, that one failed. So like I said, any analysis does have its failure rate. You need to understand it. And this morning, it gave an S2 again, and it's probably on its way to TP1 already. So the buddy indicator is functioning really well. But remember that there's still updates coming your way, guys. So make sure that if you want to do this, that you need to understand that I'm still developing this thing as we're going on. I got a nice comment from somebody on Twitter saying, thanks. The buddy indicator got me 2 nice 5-minute trades on SUI. And this is the beauty, because it's an indicator. You can take it to whatever you want to be trading. My preference is Bitcoin. Somebody else's is a completely different coin. And he said he was able to spoil his daughter on his birthday. So really happy. But please, if you're watching this video, and remember, I'm still developing the thing, and I'm still trying to fine tune some of the tweaks to make it as profitable and as easy to use as possible. I'm trying to build it so you don't need a degree to figure out what all these things mean. In addition to this, I've also updated the dashboard for you guys, so please make sure to grab the update. So it's going to look like this. You're going to select your strategy or all of the strategies, and there's a how-to guide coming as well, so that you can actually just know roughly what needs to happen within each one of these strategies. There you have it. So guys, I'm going to be heading over to the Discord. Now, if you want to join the Discord, I'm going to be talking to everybody on the market tactics side. So we're going to dive into more trading setups in greater detail. You know what you need to do. Open your Prime, and if you fund your Prime with more than $2,000, I think is a fair trading a balance in the end of the day. You can actually just join this Discord without any fees to you. So it's a free trial. You can go and check it out and see whether it works for you. So you do that, click on the claim access, and then I would love to have you guys there. I want to keep this, and I will always keep this a private knit community, because the guys that talk here, it's people that know each other and can trust each other. I don't want just a random public guy popping in there, throwing comments and just disrupting the thing, because we're working with our own money, guys. We have to be responsible in that way. So that's everything. So I'm going to head over to the Discord. I'm going to start getting my trades on and everything that I'm looking for today. You guys know what to do. You're going to need to head to Facebook if you want to play with us. Alternatively, come and join me there. And this afternoon stream, we're going to be unpacking this Bitcoin big picture view to see what we need to be doing with our huddle bag. So make sure to tune into that stream. As for those that took the time to join in live, Mr. Bitcoin Network, Mr. DM Photographic, and many more, thanks for taking the time, spending time live with me. I'm looking forward to chatting to you guys a little bit more this afternoon. Remember, guys, as always, keep hustling, my friends.
I'll keep hustling.
Subscribe now.